12 Unbelievable beetle species. Beetles play a significant role in human culture, from the revered scarabs of ancient Egypt to beetlewing art, use as pets, and entertainment and gambling-related insect combat. Numerous beetle species have vivid colors that are pleasing to the eye, making them desirable objects for collections and ornamental displays. Mealworms and rhinoceros beetle larvae are two of the more than 300 species that are utilized as food, most often in the form of larvae. Beetles, however, primarily affect human existence as pests in agriculture, forestry, and horticulture. The cotton boll weevil, Colorado potato beetle, coconut hispine beetle, and mountain pine beetle are all harmful pests. The majority of beetles, however, do not harm businesses, and many, including lady beetles and dung beetles, are helpful because they aid in the management of insect pests. Welcome to the Animal Channel, the one channel for all the interesting animal facts around the globe. Ready to dive in? Let's go. Beetles are insects that belong to the Coleoptera order of the Endopterygoda superorder. To set them apart from most other insects, their front pair of wings have hardened into wing cases, or elytra. The Coleoptera is the largest order, making up over 400,000 recognized species, almost 40% of all recorded insects, and 25% of all known animal life forms. New species are always being discovered, and estimates place the number of species at between 0.9 and 2.1 million. Beetles interact with their ecosystems in a variety of ways. They are common in almost every habitat, with the exception of the ocean and the polar regions. Beetles consume other invertebrates and frequently feed on plants and fungus. Some species, like the Colorado potato beetle, are severe agricultural pests, while others, like ladybirds or ladybugs, consume pest insects that harm crops, such as aphids, scale insects, thrips, and other plant-sucking insects. Although some beetles, like rove beetles, have very short elytra while blister beetles have softer elytra, beetles normally have an exoskeleton that is particularly hard, including the elytra. Although there are a few examples of uniqueness, such as modifications in water beetles that trap air bubbles under the elytra for use while diving, the general architecture of a beetle is very uniform and typical of insects. Because beetles are endopterygodes, they go through a full metamorphosis, with a number of obvious and sudden changes in body structure between hatching and becoming an adult following a rather immobile pupal stage. Some insects, like stag beetles, clearly display sexual dimorphism, with the males having greatly larger mandibles that they utilize to battle other males. Many beetles are aposematic, with vivid colors and patterns alerting people to their toxicity. Nevertheless, some are safe Batesian imitators of such insects. There are several beetles with good camouflage, including those that reside in sandy areas. Wherever there is vegetative foliage, be it on trees and their bark, in flowers, on leaves, underground near roots, or even inside plants in the form of galls, beetles can be found. This includes tissues from dead or decaying plants as well as freshwater and coastal settings. By far the biggest order of insects, beetles account for around 400,000 species, or about 40% of all insect species known to date and 25% of all animal species. The larva of the Goliath beetle, Goliathus goliatus, which may grow to a mass of at least 115 g and a length of 11.5 centimeters, is the largest beetle and, in fact, the heaviest insect stage. The Hercules beetle, aka Dynast's Hercules, with a maximum total length of at least 16.7 centimeters, is the longest species of beetle. Let's find out about 12 of the most amazing insect species, including the stag beetle with its pincer-like mandibles and the brilliant jewel beetle. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like and comment below. Number 12. Ladybird beetles. Ladybugs are tiny, polka-dot adorned natural pest controls known as ladybird beetles. They like feasting on aphids and other pests that pose a risk to orchards, gardens, and agricultural produce. Even though ladybirds are essential to agriculture, they sometimes come across as pests. The normally solitary beetles can be seen huddling together in large groups known as aggregations during the winter. Because they frequently take place in warm homes, these winter gatherings can occasionally irritate people. However, ladybug infestations are completely safe. They don't spread diseases, ruin buildings, or lay eggs inside. Number 11. Cockchafers. Cockchafers, often referred to as doodlebugs or maybugs, are easily recognized by the unique leaves sticking out from their antennae. Once prevalent in large numbers throughout Europe, these extravagantly coiffed beetles were a typical agricultural annoyance due to their insatiable appetites. That is, until the mid-20th century saw a sharp drop in their population due to the extensive use of insecticides. Despite being on the verge of extinction, cockchafer populations have been able to gradually rebound in some areas because to greater regulation of the pest management business starting in the 1980s. Number 10. Jewel beetles. Jewel beetles are without a doubt among of the most stunning coleoptera in the entire world, earning its name from their iridescent exteriors. These wood-boring insects' glossy, hardened, and color-changing forewings have long been utilized in jewelry, embroidered textiles, and other decorative arts. Asiatic nations like China, Japan, India, Thailand, and Myanmar are home to the majority of specimens of the traditional skill known as beetle wing. Number 9. Colorado potato beetles. The Colorado potato beetle defies its reputation as one of the most infamous pests of the potato plant with its beautiful orange-yellow color and ornamental stripes and dots. In an effort to control the beetle's ravenous appetites during the past century, farmers have tested a wide variety of pesticides, but because they may quickly develop chemical tolerance, practically all significant insecticides have failed to control them. Number 8. Giraffe weevils. Giraffe weevils are endemic to Madagascar and get their name from their long necks, which they have developed for battling and making intricate nests. They are a sexually dimorphic species, which means that in addition to having separate reproductive organs, males and females also differ physically. According to the San Francisco Zoo, a male's neck is double or triple the size of a female's. These distinctive brilliant red elytra are present in both sexes. Number 7. Golden tortoise beetles. Aspidomorpha sancticrucis and Charodotella sexpunctata are the two varieties of golden tortoise beetles. While the latter is an Old World species that is endemic to Southeast Asia, the former is native to the Americas. Both have distinctive two-toned, tortoise-shell-shaped elytra with spots that are partially tinted a beautiful metallic gold. Its regal coloring has given it the moniker goldbug. Number 6. Tiger beetles. A sizable group of 2,600 insects known as tiger beetles belong to the Cicindolini subfamily. Their long, spindly legs and protruding eyes set them apart. Some of them, like the Australian tiger beetle, can run up to 5.6 miles per hour. As a result, it is the insect with the quickest known speed. One of the most uncommon insects in the United States is the Salt Creek tiger beetle, which is regarded as endangered. Number 5. Namib desert beetles. The Namib desert beetle may have a common appearance, but what distinguishes it is its distinctive method of gathering water. When a beetle does what is known as fog basking, it bends its body into the wind and allows water droplets from the damp air to collect on its legs before moving down its body and into its mouth. The hydrophilic qualities of the beetle's bumpy back have prompted scientists to create groundbreaking technology that can capture water from the atmosphere. Number 4. Flower chafers. Because they feed exclusively on plant pollen, nectar, and fruit, flower chafers, a subfamily of scarab beetles, get their name. They are the only members of the Scarabaeidae family of beetles that have a worldwide distribution. About 3,600 different species of flower chafer exist, many of which have not yet been named. Some of these species are more muted in appearance, while others display beautiful, iridescent color. Number 3. Longhorn beetles. Longhorn beetles resemble gigantic horns of longhorn cattle with their incredibly long antennae. They can be quite invasive as larvae, despite being rather striking in their imago condition. They are also known as round-headed borers, because they are skilled at tunneling through wood to kill living trees, wooden structures, and untreated lumber. One of the biggest insects in the world out of the 26,000 species is the uncommon Titan beetle. The beetle, which can reach a length of 6.5 inches, has mandibles strong enough to break a pencil in half. Number 2. Stag beetles. The world's 1,200 or so stag beetle species all have mandibles that resemble pincers. Due to the sexual dimorphism of the species, the male has powerful jaws that he utilizes to battle other males when vying for a mate. Although a female stag beetle's mandibles are much smaller, they are still capable of inflicting a significant amount of agony, yet, they do not frequently target human flesh. Number 1. Dogbane beetles. Dogbane beetles, which are widespread in eastern North America, have metallic elytra that reflect light while they eat their preferred hemp plant, dogbane, and display blue-green, metallic copper, golden, and scarlet hues. The bug is a distant relative of the troublesome Colorado potato beetle and is a member of the enormous family of leaf-eating insects known as chrysomelidae. These destructive beetles spread disease and harm plant goods to the tune of millions of dollars. Weevils damage crops like cotton, apples, corn, and more. Woodworm and death watch beetles can consume furniture and wood flooring, and carpet beetles eat wool. A crop of potatoes can be destroyed by the Colorado or potato beetle, Leptinotarsa dissemlineata. Beetles vary in their ability to cause harm. Ladybird beetles are frequently introduced by farmers to control insects like aphids that could harm a crop. Those ugly potato insects provide food for ground beetles. Numerous recognized beetles are in grave danger. For instance, the tiny frigate island in the Indian Ocean Seychelles Island group is the only place in the world where the huge Tenebrionid Pulpozippus herculeanus is endemic. On the island, the habitat of the flightless beetle is being destroyed as more people move there. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like and comment below.